Good morning. We're not on the record as yet. I'm just checking to make sure everything is working. All right. All right. So we'll start momentarily. All right. Good morning. We're in the record. Good morning, everyone. As chairperson of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board for the District of Columbia, and in accordance with DC Code Section 2576 of the Open Meetings Act, I'm welcoming you to the regular scheduled meeting of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board. This meeting is being conducted pursuant to guidance made available by the District of Columbia's Office of Open Government regarding electronic meetings held by public bodies during the public health emergency. Pursuant to this guidance, notice of today's meeting was provided 48 hours in advance of the meeting on ABRA's website and on the district's central meeting calendar. The notice included the time, date, agenda, and call-in or login information for public participation. This electronic meeting is being hosted by a WebEx account provided by the District of Columbia government. Please address any questions or complaints to the OOG at opengovoffice@dc.gov. My name is Donovan Anderson, and I'm chairman of the board. I would like to introduce the other members of the ABC board who are also participating electronically pursuant to Mayor's Order 2020-054. Please respond when I announce your name. Mr. James Short.
Mr. James Short, present.
Mr. Bobby Cato.
Bobby Cato, present.
Miss Rima Wahabzada.
Rima Wahabzada, present.
Miss Jenny Hansen.
Jenny Hansen, present.
Mr. Edward Grandis.
Edward Grandis, present.
The board has 6 members in attendance for the conduct of business today, and that constitutes a quorum. Before we get underway with today's hearing calendar, I need to make a few instructions very clear so that the conduct of these hearings is understood by everyone. There are 5 cases scheduled for today on this morning's calendar. Once your case is called, I will take a moment for our IT specialist to elevate the rights for each party to enable their cameras and microphone. Then and only then will you have the ability to enable your equipment. If your case has not been heard, you will remain mute and your camera will be disabled. At the conclusion of each case, the parties will have the option to leave. If the party chooses to stay, all camera and microphones for the concluded case will be disabled. Should you have any questions or require technical assistance during the hearing, please submit them using the question and answer feature or email simone.andrews2@dc.gov. All right, I'm gonna call our calendar this morning somewhat out of order. The first case on our calendar was supposed to be case number 20 PRO 00057 Randall Grocery. I'm going to call this a little bit later on. And the only reason I'm going to call this a little bit later on, I want to apologize to both the protestant and the licensee, is that we have an interpreter and we were informed by the interpreters that he was running late. So because he's running late, that's one of the reasons, that's the only reason why I'm calling the case out of order. He stated that he would be about 15 minutes late. So I will call this. I will call this this case shortly as soon as I've been notified that the interpreter is on board. So the next case in our calendar is case number 20 PRO 00003 ANS Grocery, license number 101367. This hearing is canceled due to the dismissal of the application. See board order number 2021-046 and board order number 2021-079. The next case on our calendar is case number 21 PRO 00001 to be determined, license number 116873. This hearing is canceled due to this approval of a settlement agreement. See board order number 2021-040. The next case in our calendar is case number 21 PRO 00002 Chinatown Market, license number 019616. Ms. Andrews, can you please elevate the rights of the licensee? I believe it's Mr. Kevin Lee who represents the licensee, and there's ANC 2C and the 6th Street Flats. They're the two protesters.
Sure, stand by. Mr. Schenkel, your rights have been elevated.
Thank you.
Mr. Lee, your rights have been elevated. I do believe that's all, Mr. Chair. Oh, I'm sorry. There is a message in the chat, Mr. O'Connor. I'm gonna go ahead and elevate your rights. Okay, that's all, Mr. Chair.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I would like the parties to please identify themselves for the record. I would ask that you first spell your name, and we'll start with the licensee.
Good morning, board members. My name is Kevin Lee, representing China in the matter of protest.
And so you're an attorney, Mr. Lee, you're an attorney representing the licensee. Is the licensee going to be here this morning?
Yeah, he's not here today, and his name is Supan Ng.
Well, can you spell, since you gave the name, can you spell the name, please?
Yeah, okay. SHUKWAN, last name NG.
All right, thank you. Let's go with the ANC. Could the ANC please identify themselves and spell their name, please?
Hi, I'm Michael Schenkel, Michael, last name Schenkel, Shankle, representing ANC 2C.
Good morning, Mr. Schenkel.
Good morning, Chairman.
The group, Mr. Khanna.
Good morning. How are you doing, Mr. Anderson?
Good morning.
My name is Doug O'Connor, spelled D-O-U-G, last name O''Connor.
And who do you represent, sir?
I represent the interests of the residents of Chinatown East, also known as 6th Street Flats. Address located, it's a condominium building at 809 6th Street Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20001.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Lee, are there any preliminary matters that needs to be brought to my attention?
Yes, we had a mediation on 5th of February. We on 12. So we have a schedule for second mediation.
Hold on, Mr. Lee, your internet connection was very spotty. So I need you to repeat repeat everything that you stated, please.
I'll repeat that. We had a mediation on February 5th. And then we on the schedule another mediation, second mediation on February 26th. That's a Friday.
All right. Well, thank you for bringing that. Yes. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Mr.
Thank you.
Mr. Schenkel. Any preliminary matters that you want to bring to the board's attention?
No, other than that, we are meeting outside of mediation on the 23rd as well at the site with all the parties to kind of review some of the concerns that we have in person.
Thank you. Mr. O'Connor, any issues that you want to bring to our attention?
No, sir. I'm just here to help verify. We look forward to resolving the issue and working with the Chinatown market offline, and grateful to all parties. Thank you.
Well, I like to hear that. I've always told folks that I prefer that folks settle matters because this is your community. And if you're able to settle the matter without coming to a hearing to have the ABC board make a determination, then that works in the best interest of the community. If you can't settle it, then we'll make a decision. But I always prefer when the community settles its matter, so at least at the end of the day, everyone is happy. But if it comes to the board, someone might be happy and the other person will not be happy. And just as a technical issue, Mr. O'Connor, you're given standing just as a group, not as an abutting. Just as is it as a group or as an abutting neighbor? Which one?
I'm sorry, a group or as a what? I don't understand the second.
An abutting neighbor. Which one were you given standing as? Your group. Was it a group of 5 or more, or were you given standing as an abutting neighbor? Do you know?
We are more than 5. I'm
No, but
actually
I'm just
not
saying, but
familiar with the technicality of the question, but maybe Mr. Schenkel can help me.
They were given standing as a group.
As a group.
Of 11, yes.
All right.
They are 3 doors away from the property.
And I'm just want to say that just as a technical issue, I just want to, because we have had it sometimes, so I'm just mentioning this to you. If a settlement agreement is signed with ANC, and if you don't sign onto that settlement agreement, unfortunately, you're going to lose your right to protest this matter. Just want to say, just as an FYI. So
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So it would behoove you to work with the ANC, because if the ANC signs a settlement agreement as a group, then the matter will be over. So
We love working with the ANC. No problem.
All right. That is just an FYI, and the only reason why I bring it to, the only reason why I mention it, because we have groups come to us after to say we need to move forward with a hearing, or because we still have our protests, and I just want to by operation of law, that's just the way it is. Okay, so it's not personal. I just want to let you know. Okay, all right. I don't have a date at the moment to provide for the protest hearing, but the agency will contact the parties shortly to provide a date and time for the protest hearing. But I hope we don't move to a protest hearing. I hope that the parties settle this matter. But anyway, now that we have scheduled this matter, or now that I've given you some idea about what's going to happen, and that the board will provide you a date shortly for the protest hearing, there are a few things that I would like to instruct you about, because the board's practices under COVID-19 restrictions have changed. As you know, the board's hearings are conducted virtually, so it is more important than ever that protest hearings are focused and addresses only those issues that are being protested. Following this hearing, you will be receiving an email from Associate General Counsel April Randall that will include a copy of a protest information form, PIP, and a copy of an exhibit form, all as well as specific instructions for the hearing. You are required to complete and submit the PIP and exhibit forms at least 7 days before the date of the hearing. If we do not receive a copy of your forms 7 days before the hearing, your application or your protest may be subject to dismissal. These documents need to be submitted to abra.legal.gov to the opposing parties. Please know that these documents greatly assist the board in narrowing the protest issues, facilitating the process, and keeping the parties on point during the hearing. Each side is limited to no more than 5 witnesses, and you will only have 60 minutes to present your case. This includes all direct and cross-examination. The board does not intend to hear testimony on matters that are not relevant to those issues that are being protested. Any questions by anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. We thank you greatly for your cooperation. If you have any questions at any time leading up to the hearing, please do not hesitate to contact Associate General Counsel April Randall at 202-329-6354, or you can contact her by email at april.randall2@dc.gov. Thank you very much. Good luck with your conversations. And as I tell folks, if I don't see you in this forum at a protest hearing, the board will not take it personally. But good luck in your negotiation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Have a great day then. All right.
Thank you all.
All right. The next case in our calendar is case number 19 PRO 00047, handle 19, license number 117027. This hearing has been continued to April 8th, 2021 at 10 a.m. See board order number 2021-081. All right, I'm going to go back to the beginning of our calendar, and I'm hoping that the translator is available. So the next case in our calendar is case number 20 PRO 00057, Randall Grocery, license number 19046. Ms. Andrews, can you please elevate the rights of the licensee? Hopefully the translator is on the phone and the group. There should be a significant amount of group members on the phone, on the line.
Sure, stand by.
Thank you.
Ms. Brown, your rights have been elevated. Mr. Kim, your rights have been elevated. Mr. Chitums, your rights have been elevated. Ms. Howard, your rights have been elevated. Ms. Chittum, your rights have been elevated. Ms. Griffith, your rights have been elevated. Mr. Shin, I think he's a call-in. I'm going to go ahead and unmute his line.
Who's that?
Mr. Shin. Ms. Callahan, I'm gonna go ahead and unmute her line. And that's all, Mr. Chair.
Good morning, everyone. Again, welcome. Sorry for the delay. Who is the translator? I don't know who the translator is.
The translator is Mr. Kim Young.
Mr. Kim, do you have a camera to elevate? I need you to unmute your line and unmute your line. If you have a camera, please turn your camera on, please. And who is the licensee?
Hello, this is Young Kim as an interpreter.
All right, so do you have a camera, sir?
I have a.
All right. Who is the licensee on the line? Who's the licensee?
He is on the line. This is James Shin's daughter. I'm here also in on the same line as my father on the WebEx. Abella.
My name is James Shin.
All right, just hold on. I just want to make sure. That I don't. One of the reasons why I asked if people have cameras to elevate it that I can see. So I don't know. So I don't know who it is, and that's why I'm specific by asking who's the licensee or whether or not. Okay, so
I had the same experience with the Miss Fletcher the other day.
So you're saying you can't elevate your Mr. Kim. You're saying that you cannot. You're actually on the line twice.
Correct. Yes.
So I don't understand. I don't know why you're on the line twice.
Because I tried to do that, but this is the third time I tried. Now I unmute myself. Just the audio is available.
All right. Well, all right, sir. I can't see you. So, by the way, can you raise your right hand, please? I'm sorry. Can you state your name for the record, please?
My name is Young Moo Kim.
Can you spell that for the record, please?
YOUNG MOO, last name Kim, KIM.
Can you raise your right hand, sir, please?
Yes, I do.
Do you swear or affirm to faithfully translate these proceedings from English into Korean and from Korean into English?
I do.
All right, thank you. All right. I would like the parties to introduce themselves for the record, starting with the licensee.
My name is
Randall Grocery 얘기하세요.
Yeah, my name is James Shin. I'm the owner from Randall Grocery located at 2924 Minnesota Avenue, Southeast, Washington DC 20019.
Can you ask Mr. What? I'm sorry, the last name again?
Shin, SHIN.
So can you spell your entire name for the record, Mr. Shin?
James SHIN. James Shin. His name.
All right. All right. This is a group of 11, and it's my understanding that at the roll call hearing, conditional standing was granted to the group because at least five members were not at the roll call. And it's my understanding that, hold on 1 minute, please. It's my understanding that at the roll call, so what we need today is that I need 3 people who were not at the roll call hearing to identify themselves today. And it's my understanding that it was Miss Howard Chittum was at the roll call hearing, and I believe it's Miss Stephanie Griffin, I believe, are the 2 people who were at the roll call hearing for the at the roll call hearing. And so I need three other members. I need at least three other members who were not at the roll call hearing to identify themselves for the record. And also, I would also like the record to reflect that I do know, and looking at the screen, I do know at least two members of the group. I was an ANC commissioner in ANC 7B, and I did serve as an ANC commissioner with two members of the group. However, I do not believe that serving as an ANC and knowing these individuals will impact any decision that I make today. So I just want the record to reflect what my position is. So let's move on. So I'll start with you, Ms. Howard Chittims. Can you please spell and state your name for the record, please?
Patricia, Patricia, Howard, Howard, Chittims, Chittams. And we have another member of the group who needs to be elevated. First name Emma. Oh gosh.
She's been elevated. I see her in front of me.
Okay, good. Okay.
All right. So can you let me know who are the members of the group? Call their names, and once you call their names, then they can identify themselves for the record, please.
Sure. Stephanie Griffith Richardson.
Hi, this is Stephanie Griffith Richardson.
I need you to spell your name, please, ma'am.
First name is Stephennie. Last name is hyphenated. First part is Griffith, Griffith, hyphen RICHARDSON.
Let me ask you a quick question. Ms. Griffin, were you at the roll call?
I was.
Okay.
And the mediation.
All right. I'll go ahead. Who else do you identify, Ms. Chittims?
I have Ralph J. Chittims Sr.
Hey, I'm Ralph J. Chittims Sr. here. Spelling of my name, Ralph, RALPH, middle initial J, last name CHITTAMS, suffix Senior, SR.
Good morning, Mr. Who else do we have, Ms. Howard Chittims?
Alexandra Chittims.
First name Alexandra, ALEXANDRA. Last name Chittims, CHITTAMS.
Good morning, Ms. Chittims. Who else do we have?
Emma Lepore.
This is Emma, EMMA. My last name is Lepore, LEP as in Peter, ORE.
And who else? Do we have anyone else? I cannot hear you, Ms. Howard Chittims. Anyone else?
I don't see anyone else at the present time.
All right. Well, you need five people to be who else is on the line on this matter? Do they want to identify themselves? Who else is on the line?
Mr. Chair, we have someone in the chat. Her name is Callahan.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, you have been unmuted. I think you're calling. We can't elevate your rights, but we can unmute you.
I'm actually on computer. I was I switched it from the call in.
We can hear you. You can go ahead and spell your name.
Can you state and spell your name for the record, please?
My name is Elspeth Callahan, ELSPETH, last name CALLAHAN.
And who are you, ma'am? Are you a part of this group?
Yes.
All right. I see Ms. Brown there. Ms. Brown, can you identify yourself and what role are you? Who do you represent, if anyone, today, Ms. Brown?
Sure. Tiffany L. Brown, Chair ANC 7B. My name is spelled TIFFANY. Middle initial L, BROW.
Now, Ms. Brown, so is the ANC also protesting this renewal?
Yes.
Okay, all right. It's my understanding at the roll call hearing that the only two people who were at the roll call hearing was Ms. Howard Chittims and Ms. Stephanie Griffin. Today at the status hearing, we have Mr. Ralph Chittims Oh, Miss Callan, can you please lower your hand, please? So today at the roll call hearing, we have Mr. Ralph Chittums, we have Alexander Chittums, we have Emma Laporte, and we have Ms. Callahan. And so therefore, because there are 3 additional members who are present today, I'm then going to make a motion that full standing is provided to the protestant. So therefore, I make a motion to grant full standing to the protestant. Is there a second?
Mr. James Short, I second.
Mr. Short, I second. The motion will now have a roll call vote on the motion that has been properly seconded. Mr. Kim, I know I've gone fast. If you need to translate for the licensee what was just stated, can you just do that for me, please? Yes, Mr. Kim. Unmute your phone, sir. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So can you please translate to the licensee what's been going on here, sir?
That's right.
All right. It's my understanding that at the roll call hearing, there were only 2 members of the group.
자, 내가 이제 출석 정말 적에 이것을 지시한 그룹에 2명이 참석했었습니다.
All right, by operation of law, we need at least 5 members to provide full standing to the group.
자, 그래서 우리 법에 따르면은 5명의 멤버가 여기에 참여해야 됩니다. 최소한도.
There are 4 members present today who were not at the roll call hearing.
오늘 지금 4명이 그 출석자 되자는 4명이 여기에 출석했습니다.
And so therefore, I'm making a motion that full standing be granted to the group.
자, 그래서 내가 그렇지만 이 그룹에게 여기서 모두 참석한 것으로 허용하겠습니다.
The motion to grant full standing to the group was seconded by Mr. James Short.
Mr. James가 동의하십니까? 제청하십니까?
And I'm now going to have a roll call vote on the motion before us.
그래서 이 출석 정보에 대해서 내가 동의하는 것에 대해서 투표를 하겠습니다.
Mr. James Short.
Mr. James Short, I agree.
Mr. Bobby Cato.
했습니다.
Cato, I agree.
동의했습니다.
Ms. Rima Wahabzada.
Rima Wahab-Zada, I agree.
Ms. Jenny Hansen.
Jenny Hansen, I agree.
Mr. Edward Grandis. Mr. Grandis.
Edward Grandis, I agree.
동의했습니다, Mr. Grandis.
And Mr. Anderson, I agree. The matter therefore passes 6-0, and the ABC board has now granted full standing to the group.
자, 그래서 ABC 보드는 그룹 전원 참여한 것으로 허용했습니다.
All right, so the renewal of this license is now being protested by two entities. It's been protested by the ANC and the group of 5 or more.
자, 지금 이 사업자에 대한 주류면허 갱신에 대한 것이 2 그룹이 이것에 대해서 반대하고 있습니다. 하나는 ANC와 그다음에 지금 한 그룹이 반대하고 있는 것입니다. Go ahead.
All right, I'll start with Mr. Shin. Are there any preliminary matters he wants to bring to my attention?
먼저 선생님부터 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 지금 나한테 말씀 것이 나한테 선생님께서 알려줄 게 있으면 말씀하시죠.
Hi, this is Crystal Sin, James Shin's daughter. I'm on the WebEx line with him. He's saying that we had met on Monday, this past Monday, with the ANC and the group. We're still under mediation and in discussions. We've just received a draft of their settlement. There'll be a settlement discussions, mediation to be scheduled in the upcoming weeks.
All right, thank you very much. Ms. Brown, and on behalf of the ANC, are there any preliminary matters you need to bring to my attention?
Yes, we are working on a settlement with the group of 5. That information was provided to Ms. Fletcher to pass on to the group, to Randall Grocery Store, and also to the group. So we're just waiting for another date for mediation to continue to work out the
자,
settlement
지금
agreement.
선생님께 드려 또 한 번의 문제 일자를 기다리고 있다고 말씀했습니다. Go ahead.
Ms. Howard Chitums, are there any preliminary matters you want to bring to the attention of the board?
하십시오. 나한테 읽겠습니다.
I agree, Crystal.
Not at this time. We are waiting for follow-up appointments with for mediation along with the ANC.
현재 얘기할 것이 없고 우리가 통제할 거를 기다리고 있습니다.
All right. Unfortunately, the board does not have a specific date to offer to you at this moment for when we're going to have the protest hearing.
자, 현재 보드에서는 프로테스트 히어링, 저항 청문회를 위해서 없습니다.
We will provide the parties with a date and time for the protest hearing as soon as possible.
그래서 이 저항 날짜를 가능한 한 빨리 뭐 여기에 이해 당사자들에게 알려드리도록 하겠습니다.
The board, however, does support the parties meeting and continue to mediate this matter to see if the matter can be settled.
자, 이 보드는 이 양쪽이 계속해서 중재를 거쳐서 지원합니다.
And as it's my position and the position of the board that we prefer that matters are settled because the folks live in the community and at least they can come up to agreement that will work for the community and for the licensee.
우리가 원하는 것은, 우리가 선호하는 것은 양쪽이 잘 커뮤니티가 잘 이르기를 바라는 것입니다.
All right. Now that we have scheduled this matter for a protest hearing,
I'm sorry?
I have a statement I'm going to read, sir. I need you to, so when I stop, you can translate what I stated.
Sure.
So let me start back at the beginning. Now that we have scheduled this matter for a protest hearing,
자, 우리 선생님 이것에 스케줄을 잡을 것입니다.
there are a few things that I would like to instruct you about because the board's practices have changed.
지금 몇 가지를 지금 말씀드리겠는데 하여튼 관리가 변경되었기
As you know, the board's hearings are conducted virtually.
그리고 지금 우리 보드의 모든 그 심리는 영상으로 하게 될 것입니다. 비대면으로.
So it is very important than ever that the protest hearings are focused and addresses only those issues that are being protested.
그래서 이것은 만약 꼭 합당한 권한을 얘기해 주기를 바랍니다.
Following this hearing, you will receive an email from Assistant General Counsel April Randall.
The voice is clipped.
I'm sorry, sir?
Can you repeat that, your statement again?
Following this hearing, you will be receiving an email from Assistant General Counsel April Randall.
이렇게 되면 랜들 그로서에서는 이 보드의 변호인으로부터 이메일을 받게 될 것입니다. Go ahead.
That will include a copy of the protest information form and a copy of an exhibit form.
자, 그것은 저쪽에 정하는 내용들, 그래서 사본과 증거물을 받게 될 것입니다.
As well as specific instructions for the hearing.
그리고 청문회에 대한 아주 확실한 방을 받게 될 것입니다.
You are required to complete and submit the PIP and exhibit forms at least 7 days before the date of the hearing.
그래서 모든 필요한 사항이 있으면은 히어링 날짜 7일 전까지 모든 것을 작성해서 완전하게 작성해서 제출해야 합니다.
If we do not receive a copy of your forms 7 days before the hearing,
만약에 7일 전에 그것을 받지 못한다면
your application or your protest may be subject to dismissal.
선생 신청 내용은 모두 박하될 것입니다.
These documents need to be submitted to abra.legal.gov and to the opposing parties.
이것은 이 모든 서류는 abralegal.com으로 모든 쪽의 모든 서류가 제출되어야만 합니다.
Please know that these documents greatly assist the board in narrowing the protest issues.
Say it again, please.
Please know that these documents greatly assist the board in narrowing the protest issues.
이 모든 그 저항에 대한 쟁점에 대해서 이러한 서류들이 모두가 심리하는데 많은 도움을 주게 될 겁니다.
Facilitating the process and keeping the parties on point during the hearing.
가지고 모든 이 참여한 모든 이해 당사자들의 이익을 위해서
Each side is limited to no more than 5 witnesses, and you will only have 60 minutes to present your case.
최고 5명까지의 증언을 할 수 있고 60분 동안
This includes all direct and cross-examination.
Please say it again.
This includes all direct and cross-examination.
자, 이 모든 것의 시간은 직접 신문 그리고 반대 포함시키는 것이 됩니다.
The board does not intend to hear testimony on matters that are not relevant to those issues that are being protested.
자, 이 보드에서는 이 관련된 것만을 듣기 원합니다.
Are there any questions by any side?
질문이 있습니까? 질문 있으면 말씀하세요.
없습니다.
No, we do not.
The protestants?
No.
All right, thank you. We thank you greatly for your cooperation.
So actually, lots of feedback. Say that, please.
We thank you greatly for your cooperation. Mr. Kim, Mr. Kim, it's your internet connection, sir. Okay, so there's something with your internet connection. So one more time, we thank you greatly for your cooperation.
도와주신 데 대해서 감사합니다.
If you have any questions at any time leading up to the hearing,
자, 모든
please do not hesitate to contact Assistant General Counsel April Randall
우리의 그 어시스턴트 제너럴 변호인은 에이프릴 랜들에게
at 202-329-6354.
그 전화번호는 지역번호 202
Or
6354.
contact her by email. Or contact her by email at april.randall2@dc.gov.
그리고 이메일 번호는 April 그다음 찍고 randall@abra.라고 해서 보내시면 됩니다.
april.randall2@dc.gov.
Can you say it again, please, sir?
april.randall2@dc.gov.
April.randall 숫자로 2 그다음에 @d.
All right. Thank you very much. Good luck with your continued negotiations.
좀 감사합니다. 우리가 계속해서 결혼 그 협의를 저희는 바랍니다.
Have a good day. Thank you. All right.
Bye.
All right, there ends our calendar, our scheduled calendar matters for the morning. So what I will be doing now, we'll be doing let me do our legal calendar. The first matter on our legal calendar is a review of an offer in compromise in lieu of a hearing dated February 10th, 2021, for case number 20CC00080, the Broad Branch Market, license number 081331. The offer in compromise states as follows. The District of Columbia, jointly with licensee respondent, submits this offer in compromise to the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board as authorized by 23 DCMR Section 1604.5 for approval by the board. The parties understand that if the board approves the OIC, the case will conclude and the scheduled show cause hearing will be vacated. Respondent will be obligated to abide by the terms of the OIC, a fine, suspension, both or other terms shown below. If the board does not approve the OIC, the matter will be continued to a scheduled show cause hearing on a date to be determined. The respondent has been advised that there is no obligation to accept an OIC. Respondent has been advised through service of the notice of status hearing and show cause hearing that at a show cause hearing, respondent may be represented by legal counsel, have subpoenas issued to require the production of witnesses and evidence, produce witnesses and evidence, cross-examine witnesses, and apply to the board for a qualified interpreter. The OIC terms are as follows. For charge 1, sale of an alcoholic beverage to a person under 21 years of age, the statutory authority is DC Code Section 25781. There is a $3,000 fine to be paid within 90 days or the ABC license will be suspended until the fine is paid. Term 2, suspension. The license will be suspended for 10 days with 4 days to be served from February 23rd through February 26th, 2021, and 6 days are stayed for 1 year pending no further violation. Term 3, all employees who serve alcoholic beverages in the licensed establishment complete an alcohol training program within 3 months from the date of the OIC. Charge 2, failure to take reasonable steps necessary to ascertain legal drinking age. Statutory authority, DC Code Section 25783. There is a $2,000 fine to be paid within 90 days or the ABC license will be suspended until the fine is paid. So therefore, there is a $5,000 fine to be paid within 90 days, and there is a 4-day suspension, and the suspension days will be served February 23rd through February 26th, and 6 days are stayed for a year. Is there a second?
Bob Cato, second.
Mr. Cada and Ms. Wabzada has seconded the motion. We'll now have a roll call vote on the motion that's been properly seconded. Mr. Short,
Mr. Short, I agree.
Mr. Cato,
Bobby Cato, I agree.
Ms. Wabzada,
Rima Wabzada, I agree.
Ms. Hanson,
Jenny Hansen, I agree.
Mr. Grandis,
Edward Grandis, I agree.
Mr. Anderson, I agree. The matter therefore passes 6-0-0. We now move to our licensing agenda. The first matter on our licensing agenda is a review request to withdraw application for transfer of location of license to 1515 Wisconsin Avenue Northwest. The request is made by Logan Circle Liquors, license number 086950. I make a motion that we approve this request. Is there a second?
Ed Grandis, or second.
Mr. Grandis has seconded the motion. We'll now have a roll call for the motion that's been properly seconded by Mr. Grandis. Mr. Short,
Mr. Short, I agree.
Mr. Cato,
Bobby Cato, I agree.
Ms. Wabzada,
Rima Wabzada, I agree.
Ms. Hanson,
Jenny Hansen, I agree.
Mr. Grandis,
Edward Grandis, I agree.
Mr. Anderson, I agree. The matter passed 6-0-0. We're now at the end of our morning calendar and of our legal and licensing agenda. The board then will be in recess until 1:30 when we have our 1:30 protest hearings. I now will direct the board members for us to return to executive session. Thank you very much. Have a great day. See you at 1:30.